Hello, folks. It's me, Tommy NC 2010, and this day has been waiting for the longest time, and you have been waiting and clamoring. Well, I don't know if you've been clamoring or not, but this day has been. I've been anticipating it to work with this man for such a long time from the other side of the nether regions of the internet.
Who's nether regions?
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Filthy Mouth Gamer. How are you
Thank
doing
you.
tonight, man?
I'm doing all right, thank you. I'm gonna take a sip from my lovely mug.
Oh,
Ah,
yes, lovely, isn't it?
so
Lovely.
what's going on, Tommy? I heard you had a little loss this morning that I think we should talk about, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for bringing that up. Um, this morning, I lost my best friend and barber. His name is Scotty, and he passed away this morning. Apparently it was yesterday that he passed, but I got the call this morning, and he was, what makes him different than any just Joe Blow guy was this guy was he would give you the shirt off his back. This guy was truly genuine, and if he was your friend, you were his friend. If he took you out to dinner, it wasn't okay. I'm not gonna pay the bill. It's don't worry, I'm gonna pay the bill automatically. That's how genuine this guy was. I'm not saying anything less about this man. Because
He's he sounds like a stand-up guy.
yeah,
Listen, I never met the guy, but he sounds like a warrior because you'd have to be a warrior to deal with that bouffant on the top of your head every day when you come into that barber shop.
yeah, he truly he knew how, like, he did a good job. If you go, you could check out some of my vlogs. You could see where he's cutting my hair. He didn't say much because he wasn't much of a talker for the videos, but I did an interview with him. You can watch the interview on my channel, and he just want to say his name was Scotty Presley, and he will truly be missed. And I want to say rest in peace to him. I made the post that he's in heaven giving people free haircuts. you know.
Hey, man, it's a good gig if you can get it.
And one thing about him was is that I didn't never wore wingtips. I never had wingtips at all. You know what a wingtip is, don't you, Filthy?
Yeah, those like shoes, right?
Yeah, the fancy shoes, like they're the Joker shoes. Joker wears them oftenly. Our gangsters would wear them. I always wanted the wingtip shoe, and my mom would never let me. She said they're tacky, Tommy. You shouldn't wear them. Well, this guy Scotty walks into Ingles one day, and I kind of like said, those are nice shoes. And I said, you know what? I have a size 15 wide shoe. And he's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah,
You have a size 15?
wide.
What? Well, it doesn't surprise me if you know what I mean.
You guys are always talking about that. You know, I swear to God, if you guys try to grab my pants and yank it down
Listen,
when you come, if you ever
he's got
come
a
down,
cigarette boat down there. That's what he's got, a cigarette boat. It's like a pontoon. Like if you had two of them, you could like sail across the ocean with it. That's how giant we're talking.
oh my gosh. But so get this: the next day, a couple days later, I'm working at Ingles, and he walks in and hands me a bag with a box in it. And I'm like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Here." And I'm like, I reach in my wallet and I go to hand him money, and he's like, "No, it's yours. It's a gift." I open it up, and it's the wingtip shoes, the exact size and everything.
And you put them on, and you started doing a nice tap dance routine. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl.
No, but ever since
Baby,
that
my
day,
heart's on fire.
baby, my heart's on fire. Oh my gosh! But I just want to say that this part of the segment is for him, and that I will truly miss you. There will be no other friend and barber like you. I'm gonna still go to the barber shop, but it's gonna be so. I'll tell you a story. I went to that exact barber shop, but the problem was is I missed him because he had some problems going on in his life at that time, and I had just missed him. Just missed him. And I said, well, there'll be another time I could see Scotty. Well, I'll see him. And unfortunately, I'd seen him multiple times. Like, I'd seen him at the grocery store. We said hello to each other. And I always kept telling him, we have to grab dinner. That's our thing. We would always grab dinner and hang out and talk. That was our thing. And he kept saying, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. He kept saying that to me. And when it was my friend Ashley that called me and delivered the news to me. And I was a little bit shocked. And here's to you, Scotty. Here's to you. Rest in peace. And so.
And thanks to you, Scotty. Now Tommy's got to search for a new barber. That's going to want to cut that, as wants to deal with that bouffant on the top of his head. Scotty, I take my hat off to you because I don't even know what kind of shears you needed to cut through that afro he's got, because he's got an afro just like I got. That's why I shaved my head. I shave my head now.
Oh my gosh.
I got an afro like Tommy's got. 1.21 gigawatts. That's the...
What the hell's a gigawatt? Okay, that's 1 point against me. I swore. But that's what Mark says.
No, that's not a swear. Listen.
Hell?
Come to the Foul Mouse Network. You want to hear swear words.
Yes, folks, check out Foul Mouth Nation and also check out the Foul Mouth Network.
Yeah, Foul Mouse Network will be back this Sunday.
This Sunday, back on their channel. Oh, yes. What a rush.
And tomorrow night, FMN Nation, we do Insomniac. Don't hide your kids, hide your wife. Because I don't think they're going to like this show.
So, by the way, if you're wondering why the red tie, it's so bad guys can't see me bleed. Okay, now the line is, why the red suit? But so bad guys can't see me bleed. So, I have to say off the bat here, this movie was a home run.
Wait, hold on. Don't say anything yet. We got to remember, we tell everybody this is going to be spoilers.
Spoilers.
You don't want to, listen, big time spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, shut it off now. And what are you doing with your life if you haven't seen this movie yet? Seriously. I mean, come on.
And I would say go see Solo. Don't go see Solo.
Why? Why are you saying not to go see Solo?
Because I've been hearing from a lot of people it is very bad. Hearing...
Listen, guess what? I'm going to see it tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
All right, buddy? O'clock. All right?
You're going to be feeling your wall, and you're going to be like, I guarantee you after you go see this movie, you're going to be feeling your wall and be like, where'd that $20 go to?
No, because let me tell you something. The only way that this movie can be worse than The Last Jedi is if I walk into the movie theater and somebody kicks me in the crotch. That's the only way. Because The Last Jedi was terrible. Horrible.
Horrible. Yes, Luke Skywalker goes from wanting to fight for the Jedi cause to being the grumpy old man to wanting to get away from everybody. That, I'm like, how do you
being like a bum on an island.
It drinks breast milk from an alien. Nami. And I'm like, why would you stick that in there? What? Like, of course, you're showing him how he survives. This is not about The Last Jedi.
No, it's not. It's not about. We're a little off track.
This is
We're a little
about
off track right now.
this.
This is about Deadpool 2.
Yes, Deadpool 2. Wow, that is no words. Do you want to start it off, Filthy, or should I start it off? Like
No,
how?
I mean, I'll start off.
Okay.
Going into this movie, obviously a sequel, you're worried that it's not going to be as good as the first one, because a lot of times it happens. The first one, obviously, in this situation, it was the first R-rated superhero movie, which the first one was hilarious. I mean, absolutely hilarious. Nobody saw that coming. And so the second one, you're like, how can it be as good? And I'm here to say it's as good. It's as good. I mean, I'd give a nod to the first one only because the first one broke new ground, but this one's hilarious. Hilarious. The first 10 minutes a little slow, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Any movie is like that.
What was your a lot of surprises in this movie that I didn't see.
One of the most biggest surprises is how they make references to Logan. He's like, you know what? If Logan's gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Right, right, exactly.
They open it up to that. And the first thing is they show you Deadpool has expanded. He's opened up his mercenary business and he's gone overseas. He goes to Japan. He's expanding his horizons, and
by the way, all to working 9 to 5 as the soundtrack. Working 9 to 5. The soundtrack in this movie is hilarious. That's another thing. It's great.
Oh my gosh! Every moment, just he walks in and he's like, he calls up the guy and he's like, "How did you get this number?" And he's like, "Oh, I just got it from somebody." He slides in and he's like, "One, uno, dos, tres, cuatro." Oh my gosh.
Well, listen, that's like an inside joke if you haven't seen the movie. But, if you see the trailer of the movie, if you don't know much about Deadpool, and you see the trailer, you would think that Cable, who's played by Josh Brolin, who's also obviously Thanos, who actually Deadpool mentions that in the movie, you would think he's the villain. And he kind of starts out as the villain. Him and Deadpool go at it, which is great because in the comic books, they were like best buddies. They were like Starsky and Hutch. They were like chips. They were like Tango and Cash. Tango. So in this movie, it took a little turn, but you knew that pretty much that was going to change. But to me, the most pleasant surprise in the whole movie is the return of Juggernaut.
Yes, and this time it's not this like itty bitty, teeny weeny. Yes, everybody's gonna get that
polka dot bikini. No, you talk about the Juggernaut in X. What was it called? X3. What was that called? Which one?
Wolverines. It's all about that. That was the first time.
No, it wasn't Wolverines. No, it wasn't Wolverine. It was the third X-Men movie.
Oh, it was.
The Wolverine movie is where you saw the terrible version of Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Which we'll get to. There's a post-credit scene that has to do with that. But the Juggernaut in the third X-Men movie, I can't remember the name of that X-Men movie. That Juggernaut was like a regular-sized guy, just like a guy on steroids. Just a big guy, but Juggernaut, if you know him, is like the size of the Incredible Hulk. He's giant. So,
my bad. Sorry.
And wait, I'm hearing myself in my own head. And this Juggernaut was the way to go. I don't know who even played him, but boy, this was the Juggernaut I've been waiting for. And how the hell is the first time really that you really even get to see him? He should have been involved in all these movies, but whatever.
I really think that they need to have a Juggernaut movie. They really need to have the basis behind who Juggernaut is, because every time you see him, he's just like a tiny figure in an X-Men movie. He needs his own movie, honestly.
Related to Professor X, isn't he? I believe so.
Oh yeah, because remember he referenced, he's like, I wear the helmet. I wear the helmet because of my stupid brother.
Right, right. Exactly.
He references brother Professor X, uh, and the whole leading into this, basically Deadpool has been opening up the market, and he's been going after all these bad guys and everything. And so what happens is he comes home, and so then all of a sudden his girlfriend's like, okay, it's our anniversary, but also the baby shop is open. Like, she wants to have a kid with him. And interesting fact, the kid, one of the names that they mentioned is actually a kid that had cancer, that died from cancer. They chose to use his name as Deadpool and the girlfriend would have as their.
Morena Baccarin, who plays, I think her name is Copycat in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, that's her. That's what she's known as, Copycat. They don't really use that name a lot in the movie, but that's what she's supposed to be. And by the way, Morena Baccarin, do you know her, Tommy, outside of Deadpool?
No, I've never seen her.
She was in a bunch of stuff in like the 2000s. She was in Stargate SG-1. She was in the remake of the show V. She was in Gotham. She was in Homeland. And you know what's funny? In all those other shows, I'm like, she's a good-looking girl, but she didn't really do anything for me. But for some reason, in this Deadpool movie, she looks unbelievable. I just want to destroy that for JJ when she comes on screen. Let me just tell you, because she is beautiful.
I thought she looked beautiful myself. Whenever I look at an actress, I tell you one actress that I think is absolutely hot, that I would actually go to town on, is the actress that played Rose off of Titanic.
Oh, I can't think of. I know who you're talking about. See, you know what, Tommy? I like that you said that. You like him a little thick. I like that. That's a woman. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's not like these skinny, junky looking ones, like Rose McGowan. Ugh.
Apparently, I've watched movies with that actress in it, but I don't recognize her because she's not playing Rose, because I forget what she looks like.
So she can't. You can't just have that actress. She's got to be doing like a cosplay of Rose.
Yes. If she was my girlfriend, I'd be like, sorry, here's the deal. You have to wear the Rose costume every time you're in front of me. You get up in the morning, you have to put the. But I want to look like myself. No. I'm sorry, you have to.
Oh, by the way, the actress is Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet, yes.
Not Winslet. Kate Winslet. Like, this guy's having a bad season. Yeah, now up to bat, Kate Winslet. That's a guy that's having a rough year. That's a bad. It's a terrible pitch. Here comes Kate Winslet here to pitch tonight.
He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn here.
It's Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. Yes. I'm never good with names. I have never been good with names.
You don't even have to know a name. You know what I mean? Just recreate that Titanic scene where they fog up the windows. You don't even have to know a name. Who cares?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yo, let's not get on once again, because we just get off track here. We got to stay on track. We're off track one more time. So I wanted to get to the whole building of the team, X-Force, in this movie.
Yeah.
When he builds the X-Force team. Now, in the comics, I believe the person who starts X-Force is Cable. But, yes, in this movie, it's Deadpool. They chose Deadpool. And, fun fact, in the comics, Cable's father is Cyclops.
Really?
From the X-Men. But obviously, I don't think
Aren't
they're going.
you missing some stuff? the fact that they meet Fire Fist, and
Fire.
he references and he calls uh, the what's her face. He says, now listen here, shut up, 11. He's like, now listen here,
Oh,
11.
Negasonic, Teenage Insanity, whatever the hell her name is.
Megasonic Warhead.
Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. See,
She
I'm terrible with names too.
She barely popped up in this movie, and that kind of aggravated me. I know it's not like Megasonic Warhead Part 2. It's Deadpool.
But
2.
you got the hots for her?
Not necessarily. Like she plays the role of a lesbian. That's just so you know.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm glad you brought that up. When they introduced her in this movie, and she had a girlfriend, and what was her girlfriend's name again? It was like Riku, or I forget what her name was. Doesn't matter. Did you even have a second thought of, oh my God, it's lesbians? I didn't. Like I was like, all right, there's a girlfriend. But then, like after I saw the movie, then all of a sudden, all over Yahoo and the internet, look at this movie. It's incorporating the LGBTQVYXT community. It's like I didn't even think of it that way. Like, why you have to crowbar? Like, it didn't even cross my mind.
What happens is you have these social justice warriors that want to push that, and one thing I really hate. I hate how everybody's trying to use that the one particular movie came out this year, and everybody's trying to use it as a racist statement, and it's not a racist statement. It's a comic book character.
Seriously, who are you talking about?
Shout out to the 99-cent donation. Thank you so much.
YR Musics.
What?
That was who donated. YR Musics.
Thank you so much, YR Musics. Thank you so much for the 99-cent donation. Thank you so much. I don't know if there's going to be an effect that pops up here. I know that. I don't know if
here's your effect. Here's your effect. 99 cents.
There it is. Fedora. It's basically Hamburg Fedora whenever somebody donates. There you
go.
If you want to donate, folks, you're welcome to do Super Chat. It's there if you want to. It's up to you. Every donation, I appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah, a lot of people try to use Black Panther as a racist statement. And I'm like, it's not a racist statement. Just because he's called the Black Panther and there was a group in the Black Panthers back in the 50s are two different things. They're two different things, honestly. And
Black Panther was created in the 60s, around the time, I think pretty sure it was the 60s, around the time of the Civil Rights Movement. So it may have been when Stan Lee, I believe Stan Lee is the creator of Black Panther, it may have been created based on that, but now fast forward to 2018, it's like does even anybody know who the Black Panthers were anymore? You know what I mean?
No.
That's the thing is, like, if you want racism to go away, part of it is to stop talking about it. Try to stop shoving it down people's throats. You know what I mean? So, and the same thing with the LGBTQZVXY ever whatever all the letters are. Again, I had no problem with.
No, I'm not taking calls tonight. This is not a taking call show. This is me and Filthy. Just talking about Deadpool 2. But you can call in to monetize this tonight, because that's what Joe Cronin does. I'll be there tonight. Filthy, are you going to stay up and go on monetize this?
I am. I'll probably go to sleep because I'm a loser. Because I worked all day. I got up at 5 whatever in the morning. So.
I'm going to tell you something. Everybody loves you. Like, everybody loves you as a person, like, and you have this draw. It's like I think honestly, Filthy, you're like one of those guys that's on the mid card, but you should be on the head card. Like
from your lips to God's ears, Tommy.
Honestly, like, you and Ken, you guys are the ultimate, like, duo. Honestly, you guys provide such a funny show. You put so much into it, and you guys bounce off of each other. and you guys do an amazing job.
Hey man, what are you making, a fat joke? We bounce off of each other. What the hell is that all about? What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, Kim more or less would bounce off you.
No, but listen. First of all, I just want to say that our show, 90% of the work that goes into our show is Ken. 90%.
So basically, you're saying you guys are the balls, and he's the big long shaft, the big, he's the hard of the.
Hey, you're the one saying this, Tommy. All right, I said I play nice, but now that you open Pandora's box, Pandora's box.
Hey! Now, I did not say penis. I did not say dick. I did not say no square. I did not say.
But now you just did. No, but seriously,
Schlong?
he does. No, he doesn't do
Johnson.
Schlong. He does 90% of the work. I do a little bit of work here or there, but he's like the backbone of the show. I get to just show up and be an ass. You know what I mean? Just to be a low life. And it comes natural.
Yeah, of course, Lucky Low adds something too because he's you guys are like a deck of cards.
Lucky Low is a little more straight edge than we are. He's a little more like Ken and I are just two nut jobs. That's what we are, nut jobs. And Lucky Low is not as crazy as us. Lucky Low is good because he kind of brings that even keel to the show.
Yeah.
Where Ken and I are just two maniacs. That he's doing impressions and song parodies, and I'm saying the dirtiest, filthiest things you can ever hear someone say. So you need somebody that's like straight. And then you got Cuddy Chris. He shows up. Ken's cousin. He does his phony phone calls. He adds a lot to the show. Listen, we have great fun doing that show.
I love watching it. I love watching every moment of it.
That's how we are when we're just together without the show. That's just how we are. But listen, we're getting off track here again.
Sorry, yeah.
See, you pull me off track here again. For God's sakes, strap yourselves down. What movie is that, Tommy?
I can't remember.
That's Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. I don't think I've seen it.
You've never seen Flash Gordon, Tommy. Your homework on this Memorial Day weekend is to see Flash.
Is it on Netflix? Because that's the only way I'll be able to watch it.
It could possibly be on Netflix. It's a possibility.
If Tommy, it's not on Netflix, I'm not going to be able to watch it unless I go into Asheville. I don't have a ride. But that's the only way.
It's a possibility that it's on Netflix. A matter of fact, I can find out for you right now. But you have to see that, Tommy. You would love that movie. Another superhero movie, 80s, campy, cheesy, but amazing.
Okay, I think of The Rocketeer. My bad.
The Rocketeer? The hell's going on here?
Sounds like a really bad porno, doesn't it?
Let's get back. We got off track. Let's get back to X-Force. So, Deadpool basically puts out. Did he put out an ad in the paper? But he put something out.
Well, first of all, we were skipping it again. That they run into the kid. That's he's like, does it go above the arm? He's talking about, does it go above the arm? And he's like, that definitely goes above the arm. That definitely goes above the hand. Yeah. And what he sees, thank you for the subscriber. Thank you so much. He definitely sees this pattern of abuse. So what Deadpool does is he shoots the assistant that works at the freaks, or no, what is it? Mutants, in a mutants asylum.
It's the. What do you mean? It's the X-Men's mansion.
No, it's not their mansion. This is the center.
Oh, I know what you're talking. about. You're talking about where what is his name again? Flame Fist.
Fire Fist, I think.
Fire Fist. That's what it is.
Deadpool kind of he was chuckling.
He was in that like psychiatric ward for mutants.
Yes, and let me tell you something. This kid, the kid that played Fire Fist, he has a track record of foreign films. It goes back, and they actually handpicked him to play in this movie. I've been doing some research on the guy, and my goodness, like he's a really good actor.
Is he? What else has he been in? What else has he been in? Do you know?
I can't remember the movies, but they are foreign films.
He sounds like a great actor. He sounds like a real world beater. Well, he's a great actor. What movies has he been in? Who knows? I don't even know what movies he's been in. He's great. It's top notch. He's a 10. We'll see him at the Academy Awards this year. All right?
Yes. I love it. But after that, Deadpool and Fire Fist go into the ice box, and basically what they do is they take him to this faraway place, and what they do is
to the ice box. Is it what you said?
That's what they called in the movie, the ice box.
All right, the ice box. It's like if Sub-Zero had a wife.
Subscriber. Sorry about that. I had to.
No, don't worry about it. If Sub-Zero had a wife, she'd be the ice box. All right, go ahead. So he takes him to the ice box.
So what they do is they get these necklaces, are these things that go around their neck, and it takes away their powers. Well, Deadpool's power, I'm guessing, he referenced it's cancer. Thank you for the subscriber. Thank you.
Dude, Tommy. I've never heard somebody get aggravated from getting subscribed. Yes, thank you for the subscriber. Thank you. That's the best.
Of course, one thing I wonder is, are they unsubscribing and resubscribing just to try to ruin the show? Or
but hold on a second. This is where you go wrong. You see, they may not be doing that, but now that you said that, here it comes. You know what you see, you just called the shot, and now they're going to keep doing it. Watch, here it comes.
Oh, my God. I just shot my foot. I shouldn't have even said it.
You blew it!
Thanks!
So, all right, go ahead. So, they're in the ice box. Go.
They're in the ice box. And so what happens is Cable has discovered that, the speed up, Cable's discovered that his family is dead, so he transports himself. And one of the funniest scenes is there's these two stereotypical rednecks. Yeah, so I want to say I was looking at her and she was pretty, and here comes Cable, and he's just like, what year is it? And then he's just like, who the hell are you? And Cable I don't know what, I think he stabs them or just tases them or something like that. And they both keel over.
You got a donation, Tommy.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, from Foulmouth Nation. Thank you so much for the $2 donation.
And by the way, $2 donation, and the message is, Tommy, take a dump in your pants for old time's sake. Love you.
Ha! I'm afraid I'm all farted out right now, Ken.
Yeah.
But thank you for the $2 donation. I do appreciate that.
He took such a dump. He's constipated now for the next 4 weeks.
I know you tried to call me, Ken, but we're doing a show right now, and I will talk to you after the show.
Maybe he wait, what did he try to call you on Skype?
No, he tried to call me on my phone.
On your phone.
Yeah, he tried to call me on my phone. If he called in through Skype, but the thing is, Ken hasn't seen the movie, so
that's true.
That'd be
but now we just spoiled everything for him if he's watching.
Ken, if you haven't seen Deadpool 2, you should be watching this show. What are you doing, man? Well, Tommy, you have to understand. I was watching your content to see if you'll goof. I want to see if you're going to goof, Tommy, so I can take an audio clip and then make it as a donation and then play it on my show 10,000 times.
Are you kidding me?
Is that my good impression of Ken? Well, Ken and Joe do the same thing. They do the same thing when it comes to me. They take whatever goofs I make and they make it into donations, that kind of stuff.
But you got to be flattered by that.
I am flattered and flustered by it at the same time, because that makes
flattered and flustered.
Yeah, flattered and flustered. That sounds like
sounds like two stripper amputees. Flattered and flustered.
Excuse me.
Nice, there you go. Now that's a gentleman. You see, now we know why the barber bought you wingtips, because he sees it. He knew a gentleman when he saw one.
I'm not wearing my. Yeah, Sam Kinison. I love Sam Kinison. He was one of my favorite comedians. You're not gonna need these.
Tommy, can I tell you something?
What's that?
We got to get back on track because
Okay,
let me tell
sorry. Sorry.
we are, and this is partly my fault too. We are, this is like the most all over the place movie interview of all time. Like it is just a shite show in here.
In between
All right,
the
so
subscribers and the donations, that's what happens.
so Cable shows up. He basically found his family's ashes and a charred teddy bear, and he basically he diddles his nipples and he teleports to the past and shows up at the ice box, right?
Yeah.
And all hell breaks loose at the ice box.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose and he's looking for him. And Deadpool's telling this kid, I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. Stay away from me. I'm not your friend. You know, make these friends with these other guys because I'm not your friend. And that's what he keeps telling this kid.
Let me guess. He's not his friend.
Yeah, he's not his friend. There's just so much comedy and like the slapstick, and at one point Deadpool actually falls off and I actually cringed because he snapped his back completely, like he's folded like against the metal chair because he falls and hits the chair. You remember that scene?
Yeah, right. Well, he's got a healing ability, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course he wakes back up. He's like, damn it, why can't I die? Did you know an interesting fact? This is about Deadpool. Interesting fact. Did you know that Deadpool and Death had a crush with each other?
What do you mean, Death? Like the Grim Reaper Death?
Yeah, she's a female. Apparently she's a female. And guess who her boyfriend is?
Who's her boyfriend?
Thanos.
Really?
Yes, in the comic book.
So so Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
He gets together with Death, right? And then after they get together, am I right or wrong?
No. I knew you were gonna pull up that clip.
What do you mean? I mean that's not what happened?
No. Basically Thanos curses him apparently in the comic book so he can't die. And so he can never be with Death truly. He tries everything to kill himself to be with Death, but he can't because he can't die because of what Thanos did. Because Thanos hates Deadpool.
Thanos, there's many people that Thanos likes. You know, as a matter of fact, there's like a Thanos joke in this movie when Deadpool is having a banter back and forth with Cable. He says, calm down there, Thanos.
And I love it. Cable just grabs Deadpool by his face and squeezes it after he says that line. But
FMN Nation in the house, $2 donation. Footages.
Foot itches. That's what that means.
Footages.
Thank you so much, Cam, for the $2 donation. That's going to pop up here soon. But I have to say, what was your favorite? Okay. Oh my gosh, we got another $2 donations. Footages.
Oh yeah, footages.
Footages. Could you hear that?
Yeah, I could hear that.
Oh my god. So after that, they break out of
the ice box.
The ice box, and so Deadpool decides that he's gonna put a team together, and I'll let it go. I'll let you go from here. I'll let you explain it.
He puts together the X-Force, right?
Yeah.
Now the comics is like there's a bunch of different versions. There's like the Uncanny X-Force. There's an X-Force that involves Wolverine. It's all kinds of nonsense. But in this movie, you have Domino, who, in my opinion, has like the best superhero power of all.
Luck.
Which is like luck. Like she has luck right on us, which would be the best. You know what I mean? Like think if you're a guy and your superpower is luck. You know what I mean? And you could just go out and pick up chicks whenever you want. You go to the racetrack. You pick the winner every time. You know what I mean? You basically can't die because you're always dodging stuff from luck. So Domino, to me, was the best X-Force character. Then you have Terry Crews as Bedlam. And everybody knows who Terry Crews is, right?
Yeah, no. Who's Terry Crews?
You don't know who Terry Crews is?
Maybe not.
Muscular black guy?
Oh, yeah. What is it? He does that Old Spice commercial.
He does the Old Spice commercial when his pecs and his thighs are like reverberating.
Yeah.
And playing the drum. Yeah, exactly. That's Terry Crews. He shows up. He plays Bedlam. Then you have Louis Tan, who plays Shatterstar, who was kind of a douche. Shatterstar.
We got a $1 and
99 cents.
What is with the $1.99 donations? Come on, folks. Come on, really? Thank you anyway for the donations. Thank you.
Did the message come through yet?
Not yet. It has not come through yet. Footages. Oh my gosh. Footages.
Footage is negative points to Tommy.
Are you kidding me? There's no points on this show. That's the Joe Cronin show.
Are you kidding me?
I get negative points on my own show.
Yep, that's how it works.
There's no.
Yes.
I'm going to do this one time. I'm going to do this one time only. That is the one time I'm going to do this to that point system that there is no points on the show. Okay, folks, just to tell you that. That's ridiculous. I know you did it as a joke, but that's what my opinion on that point system is.
Can I tell you something? How funny is it that I come on Tommy's show and Tommy is the more belligerent one? Tommy's the one giving fingers. He's talking about balls. He's talking about all kinds of nonsense.
You're a bad what's that saying? I'm
a bad influence.
You're a bad influence because
I'm a terrible influence.
This guy is not just like swearing like on here. This guy just like when I talk to him on the phone and stuff like that, folks. He's just like he is who he is.
I am, but you can't just come out on here because a lot of your listeners.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Here we go. Another $2.
I want my $2.
What's that from?
Come on, you don't know what movie that's from?
No.
That's a comedy, classic comedy. I'll play it again.
I want my $2.
I'd say it's around 1985-ish, maybe.
Wait a minute, is he chasing down these?
No, oh.
Fami says negative points to Tommy.
Fami gave you negative points, Tommy.
So let me guess, Joe's going to take these points and then he's going to add them on tonight. I guarantee you, Joe is going to take these and he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to add those points when Tommy comes on to monetize this tonight.
Oh, those guys are back!
So the movie that was from I Want My $2,
yeah,
that was a paper boy. A paper boy was chasing the character in the movie, all movie, because he owed him $2 for the paper.
Oh, really?
And it was the movie's called Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead?
You've never seen that?
No, never seen it either.
Tommy, you have a lot of homework to do.
I on YouTube I did run into the clip, but I didn't know where it was I haven't seen the movie.
Have to see Better Off Dead. You have to see Flash Gordon. Seriously, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
I thought you were a movie buff.
I am a movie buff.
You can't say like I'm a movie buff, and then the only thing you got is Dante's Peak. You know what I mean? Like we're talking Better Off Daddy. We're talking Flash Gordon. Come on.
Oh, shout out to my moderator. What is it? My buddy, my one and only buddy. here in real life. Trying to think. Hamza Vlogs. Shout out to my buddy Hamza Vlogs.
He doesn't think you're buff. You're a movie buff either.
I am a movie buff.
You're a movie biff.
I'm a movie biff. I like.
Hold on a second. All right. Well, you like what? Don't.
I like a broad of movies. I like different kind of movies. Different, different sectors. I do like the Godzilla movies. I do like romantic movies. I do like.
Wait.
comedy.
Hold on a second. You like the Godzilla movies? Do you like the 1998 Godzilla movie? The one with Matthew Broderick?
Do you see me right now?
Hold on, I gotta look. Hold on, I gotta look. I had it off. Oh, now I see you. Now I see you. I guess you don't like it, huh?
No, I despise that movie. Burn it with fire. Burn it with fire.
I'm glad, because if you said you were gonna like it, I was just gonna hang up on you.
I call it Gigantic Pregnant Lizard. That's what I call that movie.
Even though the best Rage Against the Machine song ever is on that soundtrack, that's the only thing good about that movie. No, that's not Rage Against the Machine. That's Puff Daddy and
Hamza, I just own you as a human being. Hamza's like, I love that movie. He's like, I love
that movie was bad.
It was horrible, honestly. In one of the Godzilla movies, even Godzilla that went up against the other Godzilla got destroyed by another Godzilla. You're telling me that's how sucky that monster is.
Well, they're setting up Godzilla versus King Kong now, right?
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors about that. But we have to get back on the subject of Deadpool.
Oh, that's right. All right, so you had X-Force, right?
Yeah.
So you had Domino, Bedlam, we said Terry Crews, Shatterstar, who is in the comics, I guess he's from another planet or whatever, but he was a loser. Vanisher, we'll get to Vanisher in a minute, who's obviously invisible. Zeitgeist, played by Bill Skarsgård, and Peter. And Peter, like Tommy, has just as many superpowers as Peter. Peter was just like a nobody. He's like just a guy. You know what I mean?
He saw the ad on.
There's a guy in Dunkin' Donuts that has major gas that has way more powers than Peter.
Oh God!
So he puts this team together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the mission again? What were they trying to do?
They had to rescue Fire Fist because they were transferring Fire Fist.
Oh, that's right.
To this other compound, and Fire Fist made friends with Juggernaut, and so they're trying to rescue him. And at one point, and by the way, all the X-Force, they die. Every one of them.
Yeah, but so they do die, but they die in a hilarious way. Like they all skydive out of a plane, and it's really windy out, so they start blowing everywhere in their parachutes. One guy, the Vanisher, he lands on a power line. Now, the Vanisher, you can't see him because he's invisible, but he lands on power lines, and here comes a spoiler. When he hits the power lines, he comes into view, getting electrocuted, and guess who's playing the Vanisher? None other than Brad Pitt.
Yes,
Brad Pitt was the Vanisher.
He had no lines. He had no lines at all. And it was the best role that he played because Brad Pitt literally had no lines in this movie because Brad Pitt is a horrible actor. Wouldn't you agree? Or do you think Brad Pitt's a good actor?
You think Brad Pitt's a horrible actor? I think Brad Pitt's a very good actor.
Well, at times he can be good.
Like what? Like what do you think he's horrible in?
I don't know. There's a few movies that he's not that good in, but there's off and on movies that often actors are not as good as they say as they deliver to be.
Listen, hold on. Wait, let me get this straight. So Brad Pitt isn't a good actor, but the guy before that we're talking, Fire Fist, nobody even knows his name is. He's good, and he can't even name one movie he's in. He can't even name one movie he's in. He's good, but Brad Pitt, who's like the A-list of A-list stars, he's no good. This is Tommy's. This is how Tommy looks at things. Brad Pitt is a nobody, and somebody that nobody can name is the best.
Well, he's not the best. He's good. He's a good kid star. You know, like he's one of those guys that works his way up and then ends up on True Hollywood Story as a burnout.
Are you kidding me?
I love that laugh, by the way, Filthy. You have the most.
You know what I think about Fire Fist as an actor?
What?
Shut the mouth of this.
That's what I think of him. He's all right. He's all right. You know, I don't even know. I saw him in one movie. He was pretty good. You know, that's it. But like to compare him to Brad Pitt, let's get a grip. You know what I mean? So yeah, Tommy, like you said, they all die. They're blowing everywhere. People get hit by cars. They landed in like one guy blew into like the blades of a helicopter. Like forget it. It was a massacre.
The girl did.
Which
no, that was the girl.
No,
did.
it was Shatter. I believe Shatterstar is the one who blew into the blades of the helicopter. Domino survives because Domino
is lucky.
Is lucky, and she like what did she land into? She like landed on top of one of the trucks or something. Like
yeah.
It was ridiculous. Domino is a great cat. Domino is probably she's one of the best characters in this movie. She really is. Like, you know, obviously Deadpool and Cable, but you got to give Domino, put her right up there in the Mount Rushmore of Deadpool 2 characters.
Yeah, she was like Deadpool's arguing with her. He's like, luck is not a power. Luck is not a power. And he's like, yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Like, he keeps arguing with her that luck is not a superpower. He's like, what's your superpower? Luck. Huh.
So what happens then? Do they rescue him or what?
Yeah,
everybody's in stitches here, for God's sakes.
Oh, really?
You know what's funny? This review is going to go longer than the actual movie. How can a review be longer than the movie when you get two ridiculous idiots doing it?
This is the show I want to do with Joe Cronin, but he's always too busy, like, to do a show like this where I'm just talking with him and having a good time. It's called the Honestly Podcast, which at some point, folks, put one in the chat. If you want Filthy to be the next member of the Going Insane podcast, which
no, hold on a second. Don't vote yet. The only way I'm a member is if I'm allowed to curse. If I'm not allowed to curse, I'm out. You understand? I'm holding myself back now. But if you're gonna bring me onto a podcast, the floodgates open. I'm warning you.
Okay, I'll have to have like an age limit and say, hey,
an AIDS limit? What? Not too many people on the podcast can have AIDS? Is that what you said?
Age limit. Well, you know, but we would do it every Friday, and then like me, Hamza, and you would just talk about subjects and movies, and just we go back and forth. And I don't think I have a call. I think Hamza would probably take calls. And that's just how the show works. Like, you know.
Oh, wow!
We got one. And folks, Filthy will be able to curse, and it'll be an age limit.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
What?
What have you done now? If I'm on that show, boy, it's like, release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. Oh, God.
Let me tell you, Tommy, you let me on one of your shows, you know what's going to happen to your channel here?
What?
When you over 100,000 subscribers, you know what's going to happen to your channel? You let me on your channel, this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Just going to crash and burn. It's going to go like this. That's what's going to happen to your channel. You're going to get flagged. Keemstar's going to come after you. Leafy's going to make another video.
Leafy, oh, come on. Leafy's gone. Leafy, like, he's disappeared.
He's going to resurrect. Just.
Bring it on, Leafy. I'm gonna grab you by your no chin and I'm gonna shove you right up. I'm gonna take that guy. I'm gonna take your brown friend and I'm gonna shove him up your other friends.
Wait. Your brown friend?
He tells the cab driver as they're going to fight because they're gonna go after. But one of the funniest scenes. Okay, back to the review. One of the funniest scenes is.
I get it. I thought you were talking about Leafy. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, what happens is basically the whole thing crashes. The truck crashes. Juggernaut gets out, and then Deadpool's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm your biggest fan."
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm your biggest fan, Juggernaut. And he's like, "I'm gonna rip you in half." He grabs Deadpool and goes, "Shink!" and rips him in half from his leg. He's like,
He literally does. Whoa.
You okay?
That came from my feet. That came from my big toe.
Oh. Rips him in half, and then Deadpool's like, "Come back! I can't feel my legs." Oh, there's my legs. So
it's not Tommy. Your delivery is not as good as Deadpool's delivery. I'm sorry, to Tommy.
Okay.
People, I doubt there's anybody out there left like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see this movie." Because people are listening to this review going, "This movie sucks."
No, don't take my word on it. Go see it. Go see Deadpool.
Yeah,
2.
don't take Tommy's rendition of the movie as the movie.
Okay, you do it, Filthy, because you seem to do it.
No, I don't. I don't say I don't do it so well, but I think it's just funny.
It is. And so what happens is he has to. So, what's her name? Domino has to haul him back and takes him to the blind woman's house, which he has to regenerate. So that means he has to regenerate his body.
Right.
And at that point, he's just sitting there waiting for his body to regenerate. And the old woman's like, "Wait a second. What's going on here?" And he's like, "Is this exactly what happened with your hand? Is what happened with your arm?"
Right. Exactly. You remember he grew a baby hand, and this time he had baby legs. And after Deadpool was done with the blind woman, she was part of the Me Too movement. But that's in the outtakes of the movie.
Oh my god.
So he grows his legs back, right? And Cable's like he's like all uncomfortable about the legs. So now they basically team up. They make a Cable. Well, who makes the promise? Oh, Cable promises Deadpool.
Not to kill the kid.
I won't kill the kid, Fire Fist, because he's gonna let Deadpool try to turn him good. Right?
Yeah.
Now, do you want to give up the ending of the friggin' movie?
It is spoilers, but we have to. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. What do you think? What do you think we should do?
I say, if you've seen the movie, you know what the ending is. If you haven't seen the movie, we just blew 90% of the movie for you, but we'll leave you the last 10%. How's that?
We'll leave you the last.
Basically, how's this? I'll give you the ending. Cable is now like on the good side, and they go to the credits, and what happens is one of the best post-credit scenes I've ever seen.
I know. I was laughing my ass off.
So Deadpool. All right. So let me. So Cable has this like device. I don't even know what it's called that makes him time travel.
Time machine.
And he said he only. But it's not a time machine. It's kind of like I don't even know what you want to call it. Anyway, he said he only had so much juice in it that he can only use it a certain amount of times, and now it's run out of juice by the end of the movie. So then he gives it to what's her name again? The Megasonic Warhead Vagina. She somehow, I don't know, all of a sudden she can fix time machines, which is whatever. It's stupid, but I don't care. Fixes it, so now he starts going back in time and like rewriting wrongs. So the first thing he does is he rewrites, he goes back and he saves his girlfriend and all that stuff. But now after that, what he starts doing is he goes back to if you ever saw the original like X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool in that as well, but it was a terrible version of Deadpool. It was horrible. So at the scene where Wolverine and Deadpool are about to go head to head, Deadpool, today's Deadpool, shows up behind the old Deadpool and puts a bullet in his head. And basically fixes that wrong. So then he time travels to another spot. And the next spot he time travels to is behind actual Ryan Reynolds, who just received the script for Green Lantern. And Ryan Reynolds is like, oh, this looks awesome. And then Deadpool puts a bullet in his head.
I wish
before
I
he
had
could film
gun.
Green Lantern. Yeah, before he could film Green Lantern. Listen, these movies, it was hilarious. I'm not doing it justice. Go see it. I know I'm a lowlife, and it sounds stupid when I say it, but if you haven't seen it, go see it, even though we just spoiled everything for you. Go over there, bring a broad with you, do the old popcorn trick. You don't know what the popcorn trick is? Google it. All right?
Jeez, popcorn trick. So, folks, this has been me and the Filthy Mouth Gamer. And
before you go anywhere, I just wanted to say one thing.
What's that?
Hold on a second. You ready?
Yeah.
Cut!
All right. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh,
and now my wife after 2 back surgeries just bounces out of bed like she's Catwoman and goes, "Are you kidding me?"
Tell your wife I'm sorry.
Whatever.
So as always, folks, thank you so much for joining us for this awesome review.
Hold on. Wait, before you go anywhere, Tommy, what is your out of 10? What do you give this movie?
I give this 10 100.
Wait, what do you mean? It's out of 10. You can't.
I give this movie a solid 10. I give this for the
a
whole
10. A 10 that matches the inches in your crotch. All right, so a solid 10. I can't give it a 10. Because there's not many 10. Like Goodfellas is a 10. You know what I mean? Pulp Fiction is a 10. This movie is not Goodfellas. It's not Pulp Fiction. I would say I'd give this movie. I give this movie an 8. An 8 out of 10. It's a great movie. Great. Listen, that's not bad. It's a great movie. Definitely worth the money to go see. And what else you want me to do? I mean, I'm not getting paid to give them. If they're giving me money under the table, I'd give it a 10. But they're not giving me. Apparently, they're giving you. They're not giving me money, so they get.
They're not giving me anything to review this movie. I'm happy to do this podcast with you. I'm very happy to be doing this podcast with you. This review, and at some point we'll work out stuff in the silver lining. So maybe we can get Filthy to do the new version of the Going Insane podcast.
Insane podcast, NC-17 version.
Yes. So, folks, as always, I'm Tommy NC 2010, and I'm keeping you on the inside. Fact, subscribe, support, stay positive. Also, folks, tune in to monetize this tonight. Also, shout out to the champ, Foulmouth Ken. Rock on. Catch you later, folks. Thank you so much.
Bye, dickhead.